It is April the 4th, Thursday, and that first quarter flew by.
Really did.
Yeah.
I had a client yesterday say to me, and it was insightful. I haven't heard you say anything specifically about the national debt and whether that national debt is going. I should be worried about the national debt as of this moment's time or within a short period of time on whether I should be investing in the stock market and we should have money in the stock market. It comes along with another question we're hearing a lot of: depending on who is the outcome or the president elect of the election coming out, who is the next president? Should I be in the market? Yes or no? And then based on those two things, is there so much turmoil going on that we really shouldn't be investing right now? And they're good questions.
There are good questions. And they're thoughtful questions, and people are worried about just the totality of everything. I mean, just look at, if you listen to the news for 10 minutes, you want to turn it off.
All right, so let's go back to the national debt. Yeah. That's a bugaboo for you, and rightfully so. I'm going to take it on the short way, let you talk about it on the longer way.
So in the short term, investing in the market related to the national debt is almost irrelevant in the short term. But in the long term, and that long term is not nearly as long as it used to be. I'm talking within the next 5 years. If something's not done, we're going to be facing a world of hurt. And so, today you should be in the market, and tomorrow you should be in the market. Meaning, if it were 5 years from now, it just means what you may be investing in might be totally different than what we're investing in right now.
And in that short term, we at HMC are looking on a 6-month window. So between now and the end of the 6 months, we don't see a reason because of the national debt to be out of the market.
That's correct.
Excuse me. So the second question about who gets president, if it's Trump or Biden, or even if it's Kennedy, should I be in or out of the market? And the answer to that is
same.
Same.
You should be in the market. Again, if Trump were elected, the assets we might be purchasing might be totally different than what we would be purchasing with Biden as president. But the market you still need to be in the market to take advantage of what is available.
So those two questions are being asked to us, and they're good questions, and they're thoughtful questions. But for our answers at this moment, between now and the end of the year, the outcome of those two questions are not affecting whether we're saying to you to be in the market or out of the market. What is affecting the balance of where we're saying more so than anything is the economic data that we see on a regular basis and what the Fed is going to do. Now, the Fed changed this week. They probably went down to one rate cut.
They certainly opened the door to one.
One. So we've gone from 6 to 4 to 3 to 1.
Absolutely. And we had a meeting with one of our wonderful clients who's an executive with the bank, and that's where they are. They're believing that they're going to just have one rate decrease for 2024.
All right. So if you follow through what's happening, the Fed is still going to get inflation down to 2%. And they're only going to do one rate cut. So we're at now in the 3 spot of inflation. So it's going to go down. So they're going to pause. It's pausing. So we're going to have this volatility in the stock market with the ultimate thought, we believe, that with the one rate increase, it will potentially still drive the market up.
3 words: higher for longer. And
right.
That's the Fed stance, and that's where they're going to be. So I think we talked about it last week that maybe one movement in November, or maybe the meeting prior, will be the only movement downward.
So we believe that there are certain sectors that we should be involved in, and that's what we've been doing. We were working towards getting a balance for those who are in that area of risk in a 50-50 position. We still believe short-term bonds versus intermediate-term bonds, and we believe that in the second quarter, those balances might shift a little more aggressive, in the equity position and a little longer in the bond position if the economic data and the Fed indicates that we're that's what we should do. But that's the factors we're looking at, not who's going to be president and also not the national debt, even though the national debt ultimately is a huge, huge issue that has to be addressed.
Absolutely.
So that is where we are. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, please call us. We are all the time willing to sit down and talk, to visit, to Zoom. If you got family members that you would like to introduce us to, or give them a chance just to ask us any questions, feel free to pass our names on and numbers, and we'll be glad to do that. We do this each and every week because it is your money.
And your money matters.
See you next week.